Go subscribe to the bFb DFW YouTube page where you will see us doing Cowboys and Mavericks postgame show. And this Sunday you will see that because the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Mavericks play at the exact same time or around the same time with each other on Sunday. So you're going to get two for the price of one on Sunday for us with the postgame.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to have to give you anything on the Mavericks because I'll be watching Cowboys.
Well, don't worry about it. Luckily, I'm a guy of many virtues. I have multiple screens at home, so I'll don't worry about it. I'll too.
Come on, you know I have multiple screens too, right?
You do? I didn't know you. I'm serious. I didn't know.
I mean, you know how I roll.
Okay.
I can make you disappear. That's.
Yeah. So go subscribe to the YouTube page,
Please
bFb DFW, and catch us with the post game show live this Sunday for Dallas Mavericks and Dallas Cowboys. But EA, we got a special guest right now.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. This guy's big time. Okay. He's come. I think he comes to every home game. From what I've seen him at every home game so far.
So he's more balling than I am.
Yeah, well, yeah. Big time Dallas Cowboy fan. He does the Cowboy Fans Only show on YouTube, but he does have more money than you. But I'm a little confused right now because I don't know if people know this about him. He actually lives in Kansas City.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and he's a Cowboys fan.
You know right? Because I did see one of his videos.
Yeah.
I saw him talking to these drunk KC fans after one of the Chiefs terrible losses, and it was making me laugh because this drunk guy was like going off on everything, and I was like, this is hilarious, dude. This is great content right here.
Well, I'm interested to know from JTuck, who we have joining us right now. I'm interested to know, sir, are you going to be a Chiefs fan this weekend, or are you going to be a Cowboys fan this weekend? Which one is you going to be?
No, absolutely not, fellas, man. I'm Cowboys to the core, no matter where I'm at. So, funny story. A lot of people see me at Chiefs games. I mean, I know that was the Monday Night Football game actually, where I recorded that video when they played the Giants. So, anytime I'm at Arrowhead Stadium, I am silver and blue to the core. I was actually there when they won the AFC Championship game the first time. They beat the Titans to go to their first Super Bowl.
Right.
I was cowboyed up, man. So it's all I know, man.
Okay,
so where I'm at,
you're putting yourself in danger a lot of times by doing that.
Yeah, man. We're America's team, so we have fans everywhere.
We do.
So we actually have a Cowboys club here in Kansas City. It's like 16, 17 of us. And so, yeah, we're always deep no matter where I'm at, man. So every time I'm in Arrowhead, I feel at home, no matter what colors I'm wearing.
Well, JTuck, I'm glad you're joining us. And as you know, of course, he's the host of the Cowboys Fans Only show. Now, Mr. Tuck, as I can call you Mr. Tuck, respectfully, you do know that our esteemed host here is not really a Cowboys fan, right?
It's not true at all.
Nah,
he's not really a Cowboys fan.
I mean, he got the star on, so
yeah, he's doing a bit.
There's
he's
no
doing
bits, sir.
a bit.
I'm a man of integrity. I don't do bits.
He has bought every polo of every team we've played this season. And even when it didn't work out, he still wore during the Chargers week. You didn't get it, so you wore the Chargers thing on game day. He is not. I'm just warning you ahead of time. When I first met him, he was a Patriots fan for some reason. I'm just letting you know ahead of time who you're dealing with, so there's no confusion. I'm not going to let him go on and be a charlatan and trick all of us. So now we can start the interview.
Maybe we're going to convert you tonight, man.
Listen, JTuck, let me explain something to you. JTuck. As I've said to him and many people around the Metroplex, I am born and raised in Dallas, okay? At my core, always, I am a Dallas Cowboys fan. Just like I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, just like I'm a Texas Rangers fan, just like I'm a Dallas Stars fan. I am born and raised. I am from the D, okay?
You sound like Skip Bayless right now.
I rep 972. I rep 214. I don't rep 817. I'm not from the 817.
Skip said the same thing. He goes through the same thing all that.
Hey, how about you stop talking? Let JTuck do some talking here real quick.
But then Skip will put on a Bucks jersey real quick and talk about my Bucks.
Yeah.
He'll beat the desk and say, "How about them Cowboys on Monday? On Thursday, it's about my Bucks." Funny how quickly he changes, man.
Well, so here's the thing. We're about to preview these Cowboys and Chiefs game right here. Okay, so there are certain people in the room, I don't want to say any names, who seem to be concerned about Patrick Mahomes, who I like to refer to as 15 p.m. And I call him that because he's usually on time with everything he does. I call him 15 p.m. because he's either going to work at 3 o'clock, he's getting off work at 3 o'clock, or when he's got a 7 o'clock game, he's getting ready for work at 3 o'clock. One of those three times, this man is on time. But this season, he ain't been on time for your boy.
Right.
So I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes. And then, you know, everybody's running around here. They're making excuses for him. Oh, well, it's not him. It's his defense. Well, what do you think the Cowboys are about to do to this defense that hasn't been showing up all season?
Right. Yeah, and I agree. And to take nothing away from Pat Mahomes, he's a great talent. But this year, 2021, we have a quarterback in Dallas that's been playing better than Pat Mahomes. And I've been saying that loudly and proudly. So there's no real reason to be concerned. Granted, they do have talent. Pat is extreme talent. He's an elite talent. But we have one in Dak Prescott as well. So it's going to be a toe-to-toe matchup, a heavyweight battle between our two quarterbacks, which I'm excited to see on Sunday. So don't be too concerned because, and I said this on my channel just a second ago, just as much as Cowboys fans may be concerned about Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, Chiefs fans tend to have that same mentality of concern when it comes to dealing with Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, Dalton Schultz, Tyron Smith, like the list goes on and on and on. So we shouldn't be as fearful as for the Chiefs as they should be worried about us because we've been through the fire. Think about this, y'all. Week 1, we looked the devil in his face and lived to talk about it by facing Tom Brady opening night in Tampa Bay, and we lived and escaped that game, and we really should have won. So there's nothing that the Chiefs can really bring to us, to the table, that we haven't seen before.
And did you hear what Dak told? You hear what Dak told Brady at the end? We're gonna see y'all again.
We're gonna see you again.
We're gonna see you again.
The mindset with this Cowboys team is a lot different than what we're accustomed to. I think a lot of people have PTSD from the Jason Garrett era, and it's hard to get over, right?
Thank you.
But we're a lot different. There's a lot different confidence, different mentality on the defensive side of the ball, also offensively. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a war on Sunday, but I feel like the Cowboys are going to come out on top, which we'll talk about.
We got JTuck joining us here on bFb Live here on Dallas On Air. And, of course, you can catch him on the Cowboys Fans Only show on YouTube. He's one hell of a broadcaster. And, of course, living in enemy territory right there with the Kansas City Chiefs.
It's in his backyard.
I know,
matter of fact, I heard the Cowboys game is going on in his backyard this Sunday. They're going to have it right there in his backyard.
That's pretty much it. He's going to look out his backyard. Oh, hey, it's the game.
The game's going to have right in his backyard.
And I agree with you on a lot of your points right there, especially with the defense, because I am not worried at all. When I say I'm worried about Patrick Mahomes and the offense. I'm not really worried about their defense. They're ranked 30th in DVOA. They're not a great defense. What I am worried about is that if you actually look at the numbers, though, Patrick Mahomes, my esteemed colleagues looking at the headlines here, but Mahomes, if you go look at the numbers, he has 25 touchdowns and only 10 interceptions. He has a quarterback rating in the 95.7, I believe.
10 interceptions is not good.
It's not. Okay, that's
and
fine.
Five fumbles, 3 lost.
Yes. But my point being is that they still are a potent offense that at any time can still wake up.
Did your little
I don't want what?
Did your little numbers that you crunched over there, did it show that he's lost to all the good defenses in the NFL? Okay, I just want to make sure.
But my concern is going into this week, we do have a defense that is injured. We don't have Randy Gregory or DeMarcus Lawrence, and those guys won't be. We just heard from Stephen Jones that it's more closer to 3 to 4 more weeks before we see those guys return. And so you don't want to push Micah Parsons back, as a pass rusher right now. You want him to stay at linebacker. Our secondary does have some issues with, giving up big plays. And so I'm just saying, this is something we should be concerned about. We don't want to have another Denver rematch where we're a little too confident going into Kansas City. That's all I'm trying to say is
absolutely.
This shouldn't. My esteemed colleague here, who is not really a Cowboys fan, he thinks this is a cakewalk. That's the problem I have.
No.
First off, I never said it was a cakewalk. I just said I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, on our post-game show, you made it sound like, you should already have the W painted, ready to go.
JTuck, at the beginning of the season, when I saw that we were playing the Chiefs, guess what I said? I went there and I said, this is a W right here.
That's that mentality that I like. I honestly wanted to play the Chiefs opening game, but I agree with you. And I always preach this mentality. We will respect our opponent, but we're not going to fear our opponent.
We
know who the Chiefs are.
Yeah.
We know their history. We know what they have, and they're just as explosive as we are. But I feel like right now, where things currently stand, the Cowboys are a little bit better at a lot of positions compared to what they have in Kansas City. So.
You made a really good point about that. You said about the PTSD with the Jason Garrett era, because this is something different with this team, is that the fear. I remember I'm a big time Cowboy fan, and there was that fear. The first game of the year, I was fearful of Tom Brady and the Bucs because, again, I've been used to that mentality of, oh, great, big game, we're going to falter down the stretch like always. That's the Cowboys way. And this year, I don't feel that way. Every time we play a team, it just gets – I'm like, honestly, we could take them. Honestly, we can go toe-to-toe with them. I don't know if we're going to win or not, but I'm not afraid of them. You made a really good point. This team is on a different level, and I think – and I've used this word so many weeks now – this is a special team. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree, and I believe that's a testament to Mike McCarthy. Now, to be honest with you, last year – I was a little skeptical from what I've seen from Mike McCarthy, but we went from pretty much 0 to 100, right? We saw it going for it on 4th down. We saw the fake punts. Like, as Cowboys fans, we weren't accustomed to that. We were very accustomed to being very conventional and very conservative. So now I know what the expectation is. So when it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, I'm like, all right, let's go for it. And so it's the new mentality. It breeds confidence in the offense, but also it instills in your team. And I just feel like the addition of Dan Quinn with our defense, he's a player's coach. You see the defense rallying around him, Micah Parsons, J-Ron Curse, the list goes on and on. The mentality, the culture, the focus of this team is a lot different. So I believe that we can compete with any team in the NFL, and this team is going to be competitive for many years to come.
So matchup-wise, let me ask you this. So with this defense being somewhat a little bit hobbled, you have no Randy Gregory. You're going to rely on a pass rush that is kind of down here. I know that they don't like to use Michael. They've said it now that they really want to keep him at linebacker now because they don't want to push him around, move him around, and be exclusively as a pass rusher. So how would you attack this defensively? How would you attack this offense for the Chiefs? You've seen them close hand. How would you get Patrick Mahomes to play like he has been playing most of the season?
Well, I think what I don't want to say is the formula when it comes to stopping the Chiefs, but you're seeing a lot of teams play cover 2, like 2 high safeties, right? And forcing the Chiefs to stay in front of you. Now, what happened Sunday versus the Raiders, right? Pat finally clicked, like, okay, I'm going to take the simple pass underneath and let the playmakers make the play. So you still got to bracket Tyreek Hill, make sure he's going to stay in front of you at all times. Travis Kelce is always going to be an issue, but to be honest with you, Orlando Brown and also the right tackle Wiley's played decent, but they've given up a lot of pressure. So I believe that you can bring Micah Parsons off that edge. You can bring Dorrance Armstrong off that edge, bash him off that edge and still get pressure. Now, the difference is that we really haven't seen this season is Pat Mahomes, we all know, can use his legs, right? He can get outside the pocket, so you might have to use a spy in some cases. We saw a little bit of that adjustment when we played the Carolina Panthers when Sam Darnold kind of woke up and thought he was Michael Vick that morning, and then we made the adjustment. So you're going to have to always know and be aware of Pat Mahomes, because that's one thing I've been preaching all week is the Cowboys have to limit the Mahomes magic, right? We've seen it all the time where he scrambles outside the pocket, all of a sudden he's throwing across his body 50 yards downfield to Tyreek Hill, and it's his magic touchdown that shifts the momentum. We have to limit that. So Mike McCarthy spoke about focusing on containment, focusing on different scramble drills, making sure that you're keeping Mahomes contained, but also make sure that you're keeping those playmakers in front of you. And the thing that I like about Dan Quinn and this defense that we have this year versus other seasons, that we have a lot of team speed on our defense. So once you're able to hit Travis Kelce underneath, close in, secure the tackle, and keep them beyond the chains. And I feel like that's how the Dallas Cowboys defense is going to win on Sunday.
Now, conversely, and I also want, before we get into the offense, I'll say this, that, with Patrick Mahomes, he does like to take those gambles. He likes to make those big plays.
Go ahead. I dare him to. We got somebody waiting.
On. Now, with Trayvon Diggs, I know we give him a lot. Sometimes people give him crap for gambling a lot, and you bite him in the butt sometimes. But because Mahomes likes to make those gambles, that is perfect for Diggs, because Diggs likes to take advantage of those situations. So I do see some that could be a positive edge for the Cowboys there. But offensively, I'm not too worried. I don't think you are either. What would you say? I know they're pretty weak against the run. Would you say Smash Mouth Football get their running game? The running game hasn't been that effective lately. Would you go for Smash Mouth Football with Ezekiel Elliott and Pollard, or would you let Dak take care of it through the air?
When I look at this offense and throughout this entire season, I kind of compare it to, Team 40 Burgers, Burger King. Yep. You can have it your way. And I feel like Kellen Moore, this Sunday, they can have it their way. So if they do want to play double high and limit the passing game, I feel like we do have the capability to run the ball down the Chiefs' throat. And that's always been their Achilles heel going back to previous seasons as well. Now, if they want to stack the box and try to play this game where they're going to take away Zeke and take away Pollard, kind of go with that Broncos mentality, well, then you do have Michael Gallup, you do have CeeDee Lamb, you do have Amari Cooper and Dalton Schultz, which can take advantage of the secondary. So I think it's going to be dependent on their scheme. Now, me personally, I would like to air them out. And the reason why, as I said, this is going to be Dak Prescott's MVP statement game. If he comes out and plays like he did versus Tampa and we win this game, there's going to be no questions about it's Dak Prescott elite. Should he be in the MVP conversation? So me personally, selfishly for Dak, I want it to be more of an aerial attack, but we also have to be careful is not getting too cute, right?
Yeah.
Kellen Moore's going to look across that sideline, see Eric Bieniemy, and they're going to run some, extravagant different sets and like, oh, I got something too, So I don't want to get too cute, but I feel like the fan in me wants to air the Chiefs out, but I feel like we're going to be able to really do what we want based off of what their defensive fronts and defensive looks are. And I think that our offense is going to have a big day in the air, but also on the ground.
And I agree 100%. I think that's what my thing is. I like to say that with this offense, because of all the talent we have, I like to do what the defense gives us. Basically, oh, you guys want to stack the box? We'll just go through the air. Oh, okay, we'll run now because you changed it. I think Kellen Moore is that great at adjusting his game plan to what it is. Unlike Jason Garrett and the Garrett years, we never had that issue.
Yeah, we're just gonna run it regardless. All right, first down, we're gonna run it.
Oh, you know we were running on first down.
Make zero adjustments, right? So yeah, that's something new in Dallas with Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy. So once again, you got to give them their credit.
Tuck, can I be honest with you? After Sunday's game over there at Berry Best Barbecue, where we sold the joint out this past Sunday, I want to make sure I want to throw that out there.
No more meats.
Yeah,
there were
no more meats. No more meats for sale. You couldn't come in there and get a baby potato. We sold it out. But I noticed that with Michael Gallup back, it makes the Cowboys defense hard to defend because when he's back and he's catching the ball, and they're throwing it deep to him, it makes you hard because now it's like, okay, if we defend deep, now we're going to leave CeeDee Lamb and Amari open up underneath, which is why I felt CeeDee Lamb ate a whole lot this last game because, with Michael Gallup going deep and him catching the ball, it pretty much left the field open for him and Amari. And then at the end of the day, if that's not working, I got a shake and bake back here with TP20 and Zeke that can get it going too. That's why I feel like right now the Cowboys are in prime position to win, or at least get to the Super Bowl with the way things are going, with having everybody. And then you still got Tank coming back, you still got Randy Gregory, Gallimore coming back. They're all gonna come back right at the right time.
Yeah, and I agree. And what Michael Gallup really gives you is when he was out, you did have Cedric Wilson who filled in the void tremendously. But Cedric Wilson was more of a slot wide receiver. So now you're able to move Michael Gallup to the outside, move CD or Amari Cooper to the inside. So now you have that matchup where CD's going to be playing pretty much your third best corner, which I'll take that matchup anytime.
I forgot about Dalton Schultz and Blake Jarwin.
Yeah, and Dalton Schultz, exactly, and Blake Jarwin coming back as well. So we have so many weapons offensively. It's really hard to scheme, and having Michael Gallup back, that's another infinity stone to Dak's gauntlet that makes it difficult, man. So because I feel like we have so many weapons, you start thinking like, how do we use Pollard a little bit more? How do we include Schultz a little bit more? How do we keep Cedric Wilson involved? So that's one of the benefits of the talent that the Dallas Cowboys have right now with this offensive roster.
Now, Ed Tovash 10 is not here, but he has suggested that he wants the Cowboys to go 5 wide at some point in this game against the Chiefs. He wants to come out and punch these guys right in the mouth with a 5 wide with what we got out here.
And I agree. And that was something I was very vocal about last game versus Atlanta. I was like, hey, if we win the toss, I want to receive and establish our dominance out the gate, which we ultimately did. So I would think that same approach versus Kansas City. Now, I'm going to be watching Mike McCarthy. Hey, don't go Jason Garrett on us now since we're playing Kansas City. Like, I want that same dog mentality.
That energy.
On Sunday. Yeah, exactly. So we could go out 5 wide. Now, with the 5 wide scheme, I would maybe not do it with Ezekiel Elliott. I would maybe plug in Tony Pollard because Tony Pollard has more of a wide receiver capability than Zeke, because we all know if Zeke flexes out wide, it ain't going to him, right? But if you're able to utilize that with Tony Pollard, it opens up a lot more. I always said this, Tony Pollard is our X factor. He is what Tyreek Hill is to the Chiefs. I feel like we can use him in a variety of different ways and get him involved, whether it's in the backfield, receiving the ball, screens, reverses. He just needs the ball in his hands and get some space, and we can make things happen, kind of like you saw versus the Chargers in Week 2.
We got JTuck here, the host of Cowboys Fan Only, and of course he's live here on bFb, live on DallasOnAir.com. I have to ask you this: we got some rumors going around that on the offensive line we might get in a switch up, and that Connor McGovern might be making a start in front of Connor Williams. Now, we've been looking for this for a while. Connor Williams has been struggling. A lot of holding calls. I mean, almost every play seems like a holding call. Would you be okay with Connor McGovern starting and not in his usual fullback mode?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know the heavy conversation was, with Lyle coming back the first game, he didn't get much playing time because Terrence Steele was still at the right tackle. And then you have Tyron Smith goes down. But now if Tyron's coming back, I feel like Lyle is a boost over Terrence Steele. Now, Terrence Steele did an incredible job filling his role as a swing tackle, but he's no Lyle Collins. So I know the conversation is possibly, can we shift Lyle to left guard and move Terrence Steele back to right tackle? I feel like that's moving too many pieces around with our offensive line.
Right.
And Mike McCarthy spoke about having continuity. I felt like seeing how Connor McGovern played Week 1 when Zach Martin was out, he would be the simple plug and play at left guard, maybe get Connor Williams finally out of there and then go from there. Because I know in camp, they kind of thought about the idea of maybe having McGovern at left guard and maybe moving Connor Williams to center. That was a failed experiment.
Yes,
I agree. Like Connor Williams, he's played better, but the holding calls can be costly, and they have been costly in some cases. And so you really have to look at other options. And me personally, I think Connor McGovern deserves it. And you can see that the Cowboys do see the value in Connor McGovern because they've been getting him out there in fullback positions. They've been getting him out there on the field a lot more than the past. And so they want to have him out there, but I think that this will be the best fit to plug him in at left guard and give him a go.
I would ask you who you're going to pick, but it seems obvious that you're going to pick the Dallas Cowboys to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to go with this other question, a fun question. Thanksgiving is a week away. I'm talking right now. We all know about turkey. What's your top side dish right now? Let's go. What's the top side dish? I got to hear it.
Easy answer. Macaroni and cheese baked, though. Baked in the oven.
Baked macaroni? Okay, so he's fancy. He's a fancy guy right here.
What other kind of macaroni do you eat on Thanksgiving? Like, y'all not eating Kraft, are you? No, I need it baked in the oven, like all that stuff, man.
Well, he's giving a weird look. Like your mac and cheese pick is
I'm
not
a mac and cheese guy. I've already told you that. I'm not a macaroni and cheese guy. I'm not.
Bro,
But real quick, are you going to the game on Sunday? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay,
I'll be
of
there.
course,
I'll
it's in
be
your
there
backyard.
Sunday,
I'm
man.
sorry, it's in your backyard. What was I thinking? Now,
Yeah.
are you a season ticket holder?
Yeah, I'm a season ticket holder, and I live in Kansas City, so I just fly in for majority of the games.
Every Sunday, every Thursday, it looks like you're flying in here, and you stay. You pretty much spend the weekend in Dallas.
Yeah. So I mean, the last week's been rough. So I flew in for the Denver game. I flew back Monday night, and then I flew back the following Thursday. When I really should have just stayed in Dallas, but
You really should have.
Yeah, so but it's all fun and travel. I love being at the Cowboys games. I love meeting the fans, interacting with people, man. That's what it's all about. Because last year I didn't get that opportunity, so it's been fun thus far. So,
well, first off, I want to say, can I live with you so I can go to these Cowboys games, man?
man.
Well, first off, my question is, what's taking you so long to become a Dallas resident? I don't understand. What do we need to do?
Hey,
who do we need to
beat
up?
You gotta talk to the wife, man.
What does she have against D-Town? What does she have against D-Town?
She's been down there. That traffic, she just not a fan of it. So. The way I'm able to do it is my mom, she just moved down and she retired and moved to Dallas. And so,
there you go. There you go. There you go. We got an alibi. So you don't have to buy a hotel room now. You just go to mom's house.
No hotel room. Got my mom, got my dad, got my best friend. Everybody's down there.
Yeah.
Her upstairs, man. But we gotta work on it. We're working on it.
Yeah, you gotta let her know. Listen, mom's is there. everybody's there.
So,
the time is now.
My Mavs is there. My Cowboys.
Listen, let me tell you something. Wait, do they play when you come in next week?
I missed it. My opportunity was last weekend when they played the Celtics to go the double dip.
Okay, now listen, I want you to let me know next time. Are you gonna? Well, we play on a Thursday. We play on you won't be here for the following week. We play on Thursday. But I was gonna say they play that Saturday. You let me know next time. You let me know next time you tell. I'm Mr. Ray AC. I can get you a ticket. We'll get you in there.
So, all right.
Hey, listen.
Hey,
we'll
anytime,
take you.
man.
We'll take you to Dub City where we go and hang at.
Oh,
nice spot inside the arena.
They got some nice mac and cheese there. For
They
you.
got some nice.
There
we
we go.
Yeah, they got some nice food in there. Get you couple. Listen, let me know when you're in town. I'm gonna check and see. I'll get you a match. We got you.
Are you coming in for the Thanksgiving Day game?
Yeah, I'll be there for Thanksgiving.
So mom's already got taken care of. At
Okay,
the house,
well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. When do you leave out after Thanksgiving?
I think we're heading back Saturday.
Yeah, damn. They play.
Yeah.
The Mavericks play that Saturday.
What, Saturday night?
Yep, against
Oh.
the Washington Wizards.
Let me see if I can talk to wife at this.
Yeah. I can swing. I can swing that. I can swing that if you let me know. I can get you in there.
So,
all right, yeah.
JTuck, tell us before we let you go. Tell us a little bit about your channel, the Cowboys Fan Only Show. How'd you get it started, and how's it growing? And maybe give us some pointers. Our YouTube channel's trying to, we trying to compete.
We just started it.
We just started, so we're
yeah.
babies. We're babies
Yeah,
here in the YouTube world. Tell us how you started.
It's been fun. So honestly, Cowboys Fans Only. Something I started last year during the pandemic. I was kind of bored, wasn't anything going on. So I have to give credit to one of my guys, Skywalker Steele. Does amazing content. And he kept reaching out to me like, bro.
Doesn't he do post game with Jesse Holly?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
exactly. Yeah. And so, me and Sky talked on Twitter a lot, and he was like, man, you have what it takes. You just got to do it. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to do a channel. But last year, he really brought me on his channel and showed me how the chat worked, the interaction with the fans. And I literally sat back in my living room and talked to fans on the show for like 3 to 4 hours. And he was like, you got it, man. So I propped up my old laptop and built a channel, man. And, here we are today. And it really gives me the opportunity, being in Kansas City, to talk to thousands of Cowboys fans across the world. I have Cowboys fans from Japan who tune in, Italy. It's really exciting and refreshing, man. And Cowboys Twitter, they've embraced me. Instagram, and like everyone in the culture has really a bunch to embrace me, man. So I'm extremely thankful for every opportunity. And the thing I tell a lot of people, man, it's just really about enjoying it. Like, I was going to be talking about Cowboys football regardless if I had the channel or not. So it gives me a simplified way to just turn on my camera and say what I have to say and say my piece and interact with the fans. And so if you enjoy it, the numbers will come, the viewership will come. We're still growing. We're only about a year in, but it's becoming my passion, man, and I'm having a blast doing it. Like I said, the biggest reward is when I'm meeting my viewers out at Cowboys games or out at Oxnard at camps or different things like that, and getting really to have that face-to-face contact. That's what I appreciate the most.
Well, we like that with the Mavericks. Like you said, we got people over. We're big over in the Philippines.
Yeah,
there you go.
The Philippines love us.
The Philippines love us. We can go there and put on a show for the Philippines. They pile up for us. But we're just like that with the Mavs.
Where can we find your YouTube channel?
Yeah, you can find my YouTube channel, Cowboys Fans Only. I started the channel name as kind of a joke, but off the OnlyFans last year. But that's where I kind of got the name last year. And I roll with it because a lot of people was like, that's never going to work. It's never going to work. So it kind of fired me up. It's like, it's going to work. So Cowboys Fans Only. Cowboys Fans Only. You can find me on Twitter at JTuck151, Instagram JTuck151, and TikTok JTuck151. And then we also have our official merch store, CowboysFansOnly.com, where we create our own gear and just, keep the trend going and keep our Cowboys fans dripped up and staying fresh.
Now, I saw you took a picture with Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
So Wrecking Ball is the one who created our show logo.
Okay. Yeah. Wrecking Ball's a cool guy. Yeah. And so that's the thing, like being able to meet Wrecking Ball, to be able to meet Mike Taggart. Like, you guys know Mike Taggart. He's on your radio.
We had him on.
Yeah. And so when I was in Tampa, Mike Tag invited me out to his house, got to visit the man cave. We were actually just at the bar on Saturday because he's a huge Miami fan. I'm a huge Noel fan. So we went out and watched that game. And so that's what it's all about, just meeting people who are passionate about the Cowboys fans and just having a good old time, man.
Hey, man, look, we got to hear about. We've had everybody. We've had West Coast, Big Game James, name it, Mike Tag. Now we got you.
That's what I'm saying. They're all my. I just got off the phone West Coast probably for 2 hours, man. I talked to West almost daily.
So we get in like the Avengers. We just bringing people on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We like a whole crew. And my thing is I like to guys that are doing like what we're doing. I like to have them on the show because mainstream media doesn't show us love, and we got to show each other love and pump each other up because that's the only way we all gonna make it out here.
Right. Mute the mainstream is my slogan, man, because you're not gonna get the real from them. They're not going to talk about Connor Williams and Lyle Collins and Connor McGovern on Undisputed First. They don't know that because they're talking about so much different things. They can only give you Cowboys content on a high surface level. Us, the independent who are uncompromised, we give Cowboys fans the real because we are in the barbershops. Twitter is my barbershop. Like,
right.
I find out stuff going on before people even tweet it. I get message groups, and I knew about the Jalen Smith thing 2 days ahead of time. And so it's really cool for the involvement and to really be embracing this community. And it's more collaborative effort. So I definitely enjoy it.
Yeah,
so
and I think also
support the real.
Yeah, because I think also, even with the national media, again, they're national. They have no idea, they can't keep track of every little thing and every local phone. Like we're not going to sit out here and say, oh, we know what's going on in Tampa Bay. We don't, because we're not in Tampa Bay. I have no idea what's going on there. And I'll admit it. I am not a Tampa Bay beat writer. No. So, but here I know my Cowboys because I'm local. I'm in the city. I know the people in the Cowboys Nation. So and I'm glad that you're doing this channel. I love the story. The pandemic. One of the good things out of it is that it helps create a lot of content, and you're doing what you're doing, and you're growing. And I love that. I love that you're getting that fan base around you, and you're doing a hell of a job. So I really do appreciate you coming on here and showing us our fans how they can be a part of your community as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you're going to the game Sunday, go see JTuck. He'll be there as a Cowboys.
Yeah, find some drunk people too. I like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I pulled that video down, man, because that Chiefs guy, man, he was just on a drunken tangent.
But that was hilarious. I love it.
I think I might put it back up because a lot of Chiefs fans are like, "Oh, Pat Mahomes been playing perfectly fine." It's like, nah, I remember a few weeks ago. Yeah. Some of y'all were at the game doubting Pat Mahomes when y'all were struggling versus the Giants and saying that he needs to play. It wasn't all roses and fairy tales. So I might pull that video back up, man. But I say this: Chiefs fans are some of the best fans in the NFL. The culture is so different. It's going to be a fun game on Sunday, but I know a lot of Cowboys fans are coming down. So if you're a Cowboys fan coming to the game, I'm having a personal tailgate in Lot J.
There you go.
I'll be out there. We're going to be cooking, grilling, drinking, getting fired up, and we're ready to take over Arrowhead, man. So it's going to be a fun time.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, when this airs again, or when this airs, we're gonna air this, okay? Go to Lot J at Arrowhead, okay? Go see JTuck. They're gonna be barbecuing, grilling, all types of stuff. Get over there.
You see all the blue flags out there. You'll know exactly
You'll know where it is.
Spot.
You'll know.
Or ask for an autograph. He'll sign it for you. I promise he will. Hey man, thank you for joining us tonight, man. You're welcome back anytime.
Hey, appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna take you up on that Mavs game, man.
Yeah, hey, get with me when you get here.
Slide into his DMs.
Yeah, get with me when you get here, because I'm telling you, they play Saturday, and I can get you a ticket in there.
Okay, cool, bro. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Well, I guess we didn't get a chance to snoop around the game picks.
Can I just